Hello everyone, my name is Sheila Hare. This presentation was done by myself, Lawana Carey, and Louis Benazek. The topic of our presentation is ADD, which is also known as Attention Deficit Disorder, and ADHD, which is also known as Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. ADD is a persistent pattern of inattention and or hyperactivity impulsively that interferes with functioning or development. In our presentation, Louis will be demonstrating the DSM-5 criteria for both ADD and ADHD. And his video talks about the overview of ADD and ADHD. So on his slide, the left side, it's slide 4, and the left side of the table has the criteria for ADD, and the right side has the criteria for ADHD. And so for ADD, the criteria for that is often fails to give close attention to details, often has difficulty sustaining attention, often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly, often does not follow through on instruction, often has difficulty organizing tasks and activities, often avoids or dislikes or is reluctant to engage in tasks, often loses things necessary for tasks, is often easily distracted or extraneous stimuli, and often forgets in daily activities. And for the ADHD, often fidgets with or taps hands or feet, often leaves seat when expected to be seated, often runs about or climbs when inappropriate, often unable to play or engage quietly, often on the go, often talks excessively, often blurts answers before a question is asked, often has difficulty waiting turns, and often interrupts or intrudes on others. So, that's all about the DSM. And then the next slide is a link to a video about a person that's living with ADHD. I found this video very interesting because I thought it did a really good job of explaining what it's like to have ADD as someone who does have it. I thought that he just did a really good job of explaining it, especially the way that he went off track in the beginning about talking about different things and how quickly your mind just goes to other things. He kind of walked us through his thought progression, which was very intuitive, I thought. And then the next part of our presentation was Lawana's article about ADD and ADHD. The article is titled The Distracted Adult, and it's about a woman living with ADD. It explains how 15 million Americans suffer from ADD, and the majority of them are undiagnosed. The women in the article explain what it's like to live with ADD and how difficult their lives are. The next slide is a few websites that I found regarding ADD and ADHD. They're pretty much all government websites. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.